Hi, my kitty babies. How are you guys doing today? I'm doing great. Before I get started with my video, I want to ask you guys to please like, comment, subscribe to my channel. Also, hit that post notification bell so you know when I post. Okay, so y'all, I'm in a happy mood today. Um, I'm feeling good. Still washing clothes, so and also you might hear Clover scratching on the door because she's out there. Well, they're playing with each other outside. Her and Cherry. Anyways, yeah. So today I want to talk about. I have story time actually, but I want to talk about the dangers of ignoring red flags. I want to get straight into my story time. So, um, there was a point. I have moments where I enjoy being single. I actually enjoy being single. There's no stress. I don't have to worry about who nothing. I'm happy. I'm content with how my life is, but then I have moments where I get bored with it. So I had a moment back in 2021 where the year was fresh in, and I was bored of being single, and I was like, okay, whatever. There was a certain person on my social media with whom I was familiar with. He was a Facebook comedian. He would always post things and that were really funny, and I would react to them. And I remember seeing him, and remember thinking to myself, well, I wanna see what he about. He seemed like he'll be some fun. Um, and I liked a few pictures, and not pictures. I liked a few statuses of his, and I really laughed at a few statuses of his, and he came into my inbox one night, whatever, and we talked, and the connection was the chemistry was it was instant, it was natural. I actually wanted to talk to him. I don't really like talking on the phone too much. I don't. But our conversation was to the point where I'm like, okay, I'm willing to talk to you on the phone. Like we would video chat all the time, and like all the time. And I was like, okay, I must be like this guy because I'm willing to talk to him on the phone. Like I'm willing to free up some time to talk to him on the phone. It was just now typically if I was really really because normally, like I said, when I have intentions in dating, I have standards. Okay, he's not someone who I would typically date. But I was like I said, I wanted to just have some fun. I wanted some laughter in my life. I wanted to talk to other people, to people outside of these children I'm always talking to on a 24 daily basis. So I'm like, okay, what can it hurt, right? Now in these conversations, he shared with me a lot about his past. I shared it with him. Um, a bit about my past. Not much. I didn't trust him that much to really, really dig deep, but I let him know about why I got divorced and stuff like that. And yeah, so February 2021 was when we met in person, and he came over and we spent time, and we did some things, did some fun adult things, and he just became. I'm a Taurus again, and so once you become a part of my everyday routine, I thought, you grow on me, and it's like, I could tell I liked him because I made him a part of my routine. I didn't make excuses as to why I couldn't answer his calls. I didn't make excuses as to why I couldn't see him. I actually made time to do anything. Not anything with him, but like, to talk to him on the phone, for him to come spend time with me, whatever. Now, the red flags was the amount of times we talked, how much we talked. It was a codependency, and I didn't realize it on both ends. We talked so much. We fell asleep on the phone together. We woke up on the phone together. We talked all day long, and I was okay with it at the time. I was, like I said, I was so used to like not having anybody besides the kids in my world that I was okay with conversing on a daily basis. I was okay with it. I didn't feel anything was wrong with that at the moment. Um, I actually had somebody in my world who wanted to spend time with me, and that's how I looked at it. Like, okay, we're spending time. And that was a major red flag though, because it was like I said, it fed into my it was like a codependency type relationship. We depended on each other to very heavy. Like we look forward very highly in talking to each other and seeing each other and stuff like that. Now, in his history, he had a very, very, very dark past, dark childhood. His childhood was um, based, basically based around being in jail, in the streets, trying to make a life for herself. And, I felt bad for him. I did. Um, y'all, the cats are out there fighting. It's so funny. They're out there fighting. I mean, they're playing, but it's so funny. They just. um, he shared with me about his jail time, about how he basically spent his entire childhood or adulthood in jail, and that's a red flag in itself. He shared stories about the fights between him and the mother of his children, his mother of his child, well, mother of his children, because he had two children from one woman. He shared with me about the fights between them, and I'm thinking to myself, he's being real with me. Like, I appreciate anybody being real with me. I'm willing to accept anything you come with because I have a dark past myself. So, but again, I'm not thinking that this is nothing. I never had a thought in my mind that this can be something serious. I just thought to myself, we're just kicking it. We're just enjoying each other. We're just, getting to know one another. And that's something I don't really do with men. Like, I don't really like, because men can be kind of boring to get to know. It's never like, no, they don't like to have deep conversations anymore, or so. But he did, and so it stimulated my mental, and I'm a mental person. Like, I like to be mentally. I love talking. I love, um, doing things like watching TV together, or things like that. It wasn't always all sexual. It was very much a mental connection. But the red flags were also, him telling me about how he put his hands on the baby mama and what he did to her, and then he basically like practically blamed her for a lot of things, and which that was a red flag to me instantly. I remember telling him, like, you can't put everything on her. Like, there's, you have your fault in a lot of this. There's two sides to every story. I'm not the type of person that's gonna sit here and believe everything a man tell me when it come down to his baby mama. Cause I know how men can be bitter, and vice versa. Even if I had a homegirl came to me about her baby daddy, I would not just take her side. I would just I would listen to her, but I wouldn't be like, oh yeah, you're right. He shouldn't did that. Yeah. In his situation, I knew that he was crazy. I knew that he wasn't wrapped too tight, but me knowing myself and the kind of love that I give, I don't like, my home is not like a chaotic home. I have a peaceful home. And so when he came here, I felt like, okay, I can be able to make, I can be able to work with this because I'm not like his baby mama. I'm just, I don't condone in a lot of drama. I'm not like that. I'm just a chill person. And my environment is always very peaceful. So when he would come here, we would be chill. We was, smoke together and, um, you know, cuddle up and watch TV together, and just and he was a very his personality. He was Sagittarius, so he was very adventurous. So we would always have a lot of fun together too in here. But I just ignored the red flags because I wanted somebody in my life. I ignored them. And yeah, and so when we got very much, we both got attached to each other. He became kind of possessive over me, territorial as well. And again, in my mind, I'm not thinking that this is going to be any more. Of course, we ended up being more because he ended up staying here, and he was in my world, and I just put a lot of time into this guy. I put a lot of time, a lot of prayer, a lot of I took care of him. I felt like I did, and that is something that I would never do again. I would never be with a man who is. I mean, I know everyone needs somebody, okay, but I would never be with a man who is okay with a woman providing for them the way that I did for him, or taking care of him the way I did for him. Like, I understand, like, okay, if he was breaking in, if he was taking care of this household, then I understand that, me doing my part at home. But like, he was doing nothing, and I was just putting a lot of into him because he was clearly he was on he was what's the word, institutionalized, and he was on drugs. But I had no idea that he was on the type of drug that he was on until after we were completely over. But at the time, I only thought he was on some popping pills or whatever. I don't know. And I would just pay attention to those cats are really going at it. It's so funny. But I really pay attention to his behavior and how it would change when he's on certain, doing whatever, I pay very close attention. But okay, the story time goes. I'm getting to the point. Well, there was a moment where I remember, and I know that he was not used to my kind of love. He was not used to the peace that I brought. He was not used to it. He didn't know how to handle that time. So he would stir up something so we could have an argument. I remember we were talking about going grocery shopping, and I was used to my dad taking me grocery shopping, or I had another friend who would take me grocery shopping. But out of respect for him, I didn't get that friend to take me grocery shopping, so I would call my dad, and he was saying, "Well, why can't my sister take us?" And I'm like, "Well, because I want my dad to." And he spazzed. He was like, "What? I'm trying to do something as a family, and you doing it. You're not letting me be a man. You're not letting me. Nah. I'm like, what? What? I don't know your sister, okay? I don't know like that. I'm used to my dad. I'm not the type of person that likes to put everybody in my business and like reach out to just random people for help. Though she wasn't a random person to him, to me, she was no one who I was used to getting to help me. So I didn't think there was nothing wrong, but he was like, I wanted to go out as a family, and blah, 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 blah. You can get to know my sister, and nah. And he just like kind of went off, and he had a little hissy fit. I said, you got to go out there with that. It was in my room. I said, you got to go out there with that. I'm not about to, because he kept going on. And so he slept in the living room. And I remember the next morning I came in here, and I sat in front of him, and I asked him, was he okay? And he was like, yeah. And he gave me a hug and told me this, so he was sorry, whatever. And we made up, whatever. But that was definitely a red flag. I saw how he went from 0 to 100 over something so little, But I'm like, whatever, whatever. We're already here, and so, anyways, another situation happened where I had a friend, a young guy. He was a young guy, strictly friendship. Like he looked at me like he called me his mama. Actually, he would come out here and come to my house every day after school and talk to me. Mind you, I gave my person, I gave him a heads up, about this guy. I said, yeah, I have one person who comes daily. He's a young dude, but it's nothing. But men, they don't hear that. Men, they know themselves. He was like, I know how I was when I was a young dude. Nah. I said, well, this ain't nothing like that. I said, this ain't nothing like that. I'm not about to sit here and mess with no underage person. But anyway, so me and the guy were in the room watching TV, and this particular, my friend came knocking at my door like 10:30 p.m. He was having issues with his mom. His mom put him out, and he just wanted to come vent. And I was not used to him coming that late. Normally he would come like right after school, like around 4:30 or something like that in the afternoon. So when he came, I was like, oh, hey. And I told my guy, I was like, hey, come meet the so-and-so. He came, they met, and he went back to the room. After my friend, I talked to him, and I said, well, hey, I'm going to go back in here and watch TV with my guy. Goodbye. And he was like, okay, goodbye. Went back in the room, and my guy, he just was kind of like being kind of cold. I said, let's talk about this. I said, let's take a walk and talk about it. Because I felt in my spirit that he was going to spaz out. So I didn't want him to do it in front of the kids. I didn't want him to do it inside the house. So I was like, let's go for a walk. Mind you, the first argument, Cole wasn't here. When I first was dealing with him, I would make sure Cole would be going every weekend. That way, me and him could have our time together. Because at that point, he was coming every weekend. So at this point, Cole wasn't here either. But I still didn't want, my neighbors to be nosy. And I wanted to walk around the neighborhood. I wanted to try to see maybe being outside can help, because I know it helped calms me. Well, he spazzed out there. He made a big scene and came storming in here, and he was, I was saying, well, I'm going to call, I said, you have to leave. You cannot go in my house with that kind of energy. You going to have to call the police, make me leave. You want to call the police? I'm not leaving the house. I got these silver cups in my hand. Let me go. Let me. And I was like, oh my God. And he was like spazzed upon. He was drooling, like slobbing, and like just like his eyes were red. It was just demonic seeming. And the next day we were supposed to have been, I was supposed to be meeting the mother of his children, so I can, because his kids was supposed to come spend the weekend with us, and I was supposed to meet the mother of his children. And me and her had we talked briefly, and she was like, "Yeah, I want to meet you. I just want to see what what my kids gonna be doing." I'm like, "Okay, well that's fine. They can come." And so he kept saying, "Take me to jail, take me." I said, "Well, no, I'm not gonna call the police because you supposed to get your kids tomorrow." He's like, "Man, fuck them kids, man. I'll be here right now. I'm here right now." And I'm like, "Oh my god!" And so he ended up finally coming down. And my neighbor downstairs she called the police and was dumping up here. That's just stuff I just don't like, that kind of stuff. And anyway, so I didn't call the police on him. I tried to call him an Uber. Tried to call him an Uber to leave, but he did not want to leave, so he ended up staying the night. And the next morning he ended up calming down, but I was just like, this. I ended up having to find a job. He ended up finding a job. Our next fight was I missed something too, but I'm not gonna. This video getting kind of long, so I'm not gonna mention that. Yeah, I'm not gonna mention that, but I just realized that he will get mad at every little thing. I don't trust people who get mad at every little thing. I don't trust people like that no more. I'm very traumatized. So if I see people and they overreact to the smallest of things, it's just like, see, I'm quite sensitive myself, and I have anxiety real bad, and so I might get frustrated easily, but I have every reason because I'm a single parent now and I'm taking care of everything on my own. But he had no reason to be acting the way he did. Okay, fast forward to the time where he almost took my life. We were in here. The previous night he had just started his job at a certain place, a restaurant, and he had bought. I was on the phone with him while he was there. He always would call me while he's at work. I ended up getting tired of that. Like, I ended up getting, after seeing his true colors, I just end up getting tired of him so fast. I get irritated so fast and annoyed so fast and uninterested so fast. So I started becoming annoyed with him calling me while he was at work and stuff. So anyways, he was at work and he was on the way home from work and he had bought home a big box of wings. It was 12-piece wings. And he had not asked me, was I hungry? Did I want to eat? He just came in, sat in the living room and ate that whole wing by itself. Excuse me. I felt a way about that. I'm like, dang, he not gonna ask me, but I didn't make no big deal about it. Well, the next day, I woke up and I made him and the kids some breakfast, and I ordered myself a salad. It was around lunchtime. I don't eat breakfast, so I wait till lunchtime. So I made them something to eat, and I ordered my salad. My salad ended up coming like around 11:30. It was a big healthy salad, and I was going to. I told him my salad was on the way, whatever like that, and I went in the room and I was like, okay, I'm gonna eat my salad, and he was like, oh, you're not gonna share? I said, did you share your wings with me last night? He's like, are you serious? Yeah. I said, you didn't share your wings with me last night. You don't think you were eating my salad. So I sat on my bed just like this and opened my salad box, and he said, and he slapped the salad. It's not funny. He slapped the salad, and he went spazzing about why he didn't share his wings with me and why the fuck you know about it. I said, oh, you gotta go. Now grab my phone. He snatched my phone from me, and I started fighting him. He snatched my phone from me, and I started fighting him. And then he, I guess he was surprised at how, like, I guess he didn't realize I would fight him. And he caught him off guard, I guess. But he ended up grabbing me. No, I fighting him, and then I ended up, he threw me on the bed, and I remember I grabbed my belt, and I was whooping with a belt. whooping with a belt. And he ended up just choking me. And I almost blacked out. And I remember seeing the kids sitting at the door, and I almost blacked out. And I just, he finally let me go. I thought I was about to die. And I just sat down, and I said, you gotta go. You gotta get your ass out of here. And so he was talking crap, and I'm just in here just talking trash. Again, all over a salad. Me not sharing my salad with him, and again, this is very prison-like behavior. Like I always just used to tell him that you're not in prison no more. Like, this is the real world. You're not gonna get everything handed to you. You have to work for what you want, and you're not gonna get everything your way. And I'm not intimidated by you. I'm not scared of you. Like I always tell him, I'm not scared of you. And I was not scared of him, you know, and I showed him that. But him doing that was scary. And so he came in here, and he still had my phone, mind you. And so I grabbed Cole's tablet and I called my mom on Cole's tablet and I put it behind me. Or did I call the police? I think I called my mom on Cole's tablet so she could hear it, and I put it behind me. And then he finally threw me my phone before he talked all this shit, and then he stormed out the door. He finally threw my phone. When he threw my phone, I called the police then. He said some grimy stuff in front of those kids, in front of Cole's face to me, and just, I was like, how did I get here? Like, I was like, wait a minute. I have such high standards, y'all, especially because I have my vision board. Like, he was nothing like the kind of man I wanted in my life. I just, again, I thought I was having fun, but then it just ended up getting serious, and it just got too serious. And so, if you experience and you see red flags, especially red flags of abuse in any way, mental, physical, spiritual, mental, physical, or spiritual abuse, emotional abuse, do not stay. Okay? Do not stay. This video got so long, but I just want to say that do not stay. Get your ass out of there. Like, get out of there. Seriously. Okay? Yeah, I called the police. He ended up going away. But I had invested so much into him that, and I was at this point soulfully tied to him. You know, we were having sex and stuff like that, so I was soulfully tied to him. So even while he was in jail, I was still receiving calls and like trying to help him out best I could, because I was already in like nurturing mode for him. Like, he felt like my child. Like, I still wanted the best for him, but like, never again. Like, come on, like, no more dating men who have been imprisoned all their lives, women too. No more dating men who have a history of hitting or abusing women in any way. Women too. Like, no more dating men who don't take care of the fucking kids. Excuse my language, YouTube. But seriously, like, no more. I've learned my lesson. I'm traumatized as hell. And I've got my wall up. I got my guard up. I cannot deal with certain type of men no more. I'm back to having my standards, having my guard up, protecting my peace, protecting my life. Love y'all.